G'day race fans, F1 launch season is here. Red Bull, VCARB, first to the party. We've gone back to the individual launches as opposed to what we had last year with that one-off combination event. Nick, do you like this format better, or do you feel that we just get hit with a lot of talking before the livery reveal?
I much prefer the way they did it last year. It definitely cuts out the corporate bullshit, let's say, because really that's all it is, having to tie up with Ford. So that is a big deal. So that's why there was so much of that 43 minutes of corporate bullshit. That's the only word I can say. But, mate, finally, Red Bull have delivered a livery I can get around. And RB, man, they just delivered again, haven't they?
Yeah, subtle changes really for Red Bull. One thing that I've liked is they've brought back the gloss finish.
Yeah.
They went to matte, I think, around 2016. So it's been almost 10 seasons of matte, and now we have a nice shiny car again.
I definitely like less exposed carbon. They look better.
Yeah, it was a good rule that they brought in.
Yeah.
What they need now? 55%,
I think it was, 55% or something like that. And it just, I don't mind the exposed carbon. Like, if you look at both cars, they've got the exposed carbon in the right places.
Well, let's start off with Red Bull. When you look at those 3D renders,
for me, that Red Bull livery, probably one of their best ever. In terms of standardized, that's what they'll run all season, not just, you obviously have your one-off liveries. You know what it is? I think it's the gloss that does it.
Yeah, but also those little details, right? When you look up really close, they've got those finer details within the main paint work. What they've done pretty nicely as well is the actual Red Bull logo itself now with that more distinctive white outline that definitely makes it pop. It's subtle, but it's gone in the right direction. Now, one thing that I found really interesting was between the two cars, the rims. VCARB had a cap, white caps.
Yeah, they've got the wheel
covers, and then we didn't see that with the Red Bull.
No, but more of a exposed rim, which is cool. Bring back the rims.
Let's stick with the Red Bull theme, though. What do you think of the fonts on the numbers?
That's probably the only thing I don't really like is the way they've done the numbers.
It's more of a digital style, isn't it?
Yeah.
Quite blocky. Well, Max Verstappen, he seemed pretty happy with it. But, I mean, what is he really going to say during a live launch?
Max, what do you think? What are your first thoughts?
I think it's much better. Yeah. It's I've been asking for this for a while, so this is great.
Let's get 12 rounds in and let's see what he says about it then.
Who cares what it looks like, mate? It's how fast it drives, right?
But on Red Bull, man, one thing I will say is, for me, the whole launch thing, I'll just go back to the whole launch and the way they did it, I think is a bit of a sign of where Red Bull are at as a team and as a business. You've got the two different sides of the spectrum. I think Red Bull now are leaning more to the corporate side. They kept to their roots, which was the extreme sports, which is what they've always done. Then you go onto the other side of the garage, and the other side's more like that urban street culture side. And it was really nice to see both Red Bull cars together. It was more mature Red Bull this time.
It did feel a lot more sort of corporate mature, like they've grown up.
Yeah.
And they're letting just VCARB be that, not necessarily the party team, but like you said, try and draw in the social media generation, more fun, more urban, down that route.
Street culture, skateboarder,
It's
DJ.
like they're covering both bases, aren't they?
Yeah.
The mature lot, us old mature, can we call ourselves boomers now? I don't know. Versus the Zoomers.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're called these days.
Yeah, but it definitely, when you look at VCARB, it fits with them, right? Because they're known for bringing the youth through. So that side of things, the fashion, the music, technology, all that sort of stuff.
Now, before we get onto the VCARB livery, there was a nice tribute to the late Dieter Medicic, and with the naming of the first engine, DM01, I believe it was.
At the end of the day, it was really his choice, and that was the direction he wanted to go with the team in building their own engines in-house. So, yeah, it was a nice touch.
Now, going with the VCARB livery, which was my favourite livery on the grid last year. I think it might have been one of yours as well, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
They've stuck with the predominance of the white colour, although clearly they've splashed in the Ford blue there. A bit more black as well. But I want to talk about those those white wheels.
The wheel
Now,
covers.
AlphaTauri did have white wheels, well, white rims. God, when was that? 2018, 2019? No, maybe
Yeah.
even a bit later. I do remember. Are they growing on you yet?
I tell you what, when I first saw this livery and I saw the white wheel covers, and then because I saw the black on the Red Bull, I'm like, oh man, they've missed a trick here. I thought they could have gone with black, and I think even now black would still look sick. But when you see the 3D rendering and you look at the side profile, it's grown on me, man. And you know what? I like it. I like it. It looks fast sitting still. We're going to find out soon anyway. That is for sure.
I think both cars will look really good on track, particularly the Red Bull underlights will look really cool. My only gripe is the font of the number. And again, I'm looking at the renders here. Now, whether they go in this direction. But the number on the back looks cool. I like that. But then the number on the nose,
Yeah.
to me, just sort of looks stretched. But again, this is just a render. So what they go with the final form, we shall soon find out. Quick one, merch. Are you happy with the merch? VCARB is, to me, it's still close.
VCARB, yeah.
The VCARB race suits look really cool.
I mean, slightly different from last year, but I would have no problem going to spend $1,000 on it to go get one because they're not cheap, eh? But yeah, I like it. I like it, and I actually quite like Red Bull's merch too. You can see it's the incorporation of Ford with the Ford blue on the front, and then the typical dark blue on the shoulders. It'll look better in a T-shirt rather than a collared shirt, I reckon.
All right, Mick, looking at both of those liveries that we see here, Red Bull and VCARB, I know you were a fan of VCARB last year. What do you think? Which one are you going to pick if you had to choose one?
I like the VCARB, but I'm going with Red Bull. I think this time they have delivered. It's one of their best in a long time. Be interesting to see what the reaction is over the next few days of what people think.
Yeah, I'd love to know what people think. I have a feeling people are starting to swing back to the Red Bull side. Yeah, based on that, again, from the renders point of view, I think VCARB, but seeing it on stage, I'm going with Racing Bulls. But we won't really know until we see these cars actually in the flesh with all the parts on them in real life under normal lighting conditions. But I think they both look good. I think they've done a good job on both cars. Now, who's up next? I think it is it Haas?
Haas, and then the big one, the one I'm looking forward to probably the most.
Audi?
Audi.
Yeah.
I want to
Audi
see
a
what
day
they
later
come
on the
with.
20th.
Yeah, so
That'll be nice.
that's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Really good. And only, around 10 or so days before these cars are actually start their first testing in Barcelona,
Yep.
26th to the 30th. But it's going to be all private. We're not going to get to see much, but I'm sure there'll be someone there leaking.
The AI geniuses will be going
Oh,
hard,
mate, yeah, we'll be getting plenty of AI slop. Can't wait. Can't wait. We're going to see plenty of it. All right, Mick, you know how we do it. Leave you with the final thought. I can just picture you there sitting with your Apple iVision on, whatever they call it, augmented reality. It looked very odd. I hope that is not the future. I definitely hope that is not the future. Fire away.
Oh, man, I was getting motion sickness. It was getting a bit janky, like a lot of up and down movement. But no, look, for the first cab off the rank, Red Bull have done a fantastic job. Both cars look mint. Finally, great to see a half-decent livery on the main team. VCARB, well, they just deliver again. I think that car looks super, looks fast standing still. Unfortunately, we do have to sit through the 43 minutes of corporate bullshit because without that, these guys can't go racing. So it is a necessary evil, let's say. Let us know what you think at home. Which one do you prefer best? Did both cars knock it out of the park, or did they not? But make sure you like and subscribe. And until the next one, catch ya.
Catch ya.